Good Thursday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller. Welcome to the Virginia Wedding and Event Showcase here on the I Love CVille Network. It's great to be with you. We're live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, in the world. It's very great to connect with you through our network. We have three fabulous people on today's program as we shine a positive spotlight on the entire supply chain in the Virginia Wedding and Event Showcase Department. You, the viewer, can interact with the show by leaving your perspective in the comment section on any of the Facebook pages you're watching this program upon. You can help dictate the pace and tempo of the show, pass along questions or perspective to our guests, or even suggest or recommend people for the program. We archive our content across all social media platforms. You may be watching on Facebook, but this show on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube. We have a daily e-newsletter that goes out to almost 140,000 inboxes. We're across all the podcasting platforms, including Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. And of course, folks, our flagship website right behind us, ilovecville.com, where every single piece of content we create is spotlighted and featured. We're very excited to welcome, in a matter of moments, Michelle DeLang Connor to the program, the Director of Membership and Marketing at the club at Glenmore. She's doing amazing things along with her team at this gem of a club in Keswick in eastern Albemarle County. We'll welcome Ashton Beebe to the program, the owner of Indian Summer Guide Service. I'll tell you, a lot of my friends have hopped on a horse under Ashton's tutelage and enjoyed just a fantastic day at the base of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We see him often at King Family Vineyards. We see him often interacting with grooms or brides or bridesmaids before or after one of their weddings. And he's just got a fantastic service. The best horseman we know, Ashton, without question. And Barbara Lundgren's going to join us at about 11 o'clock on today's program, the fairy godmother herself. She is such a selfless human being, gives so much of her time and energy to those that are in her lives currently. She's running a homeschooling pod for her grandchildren as we all survive in this COVID-19 landscape. Judah Wickhauer is our director. I'm reaching out to Michelle now. Judah, giving you a heads up on that. He keeps us on the up and up. I'm very excited to welcome Michelle to the program. In fact, we have her on the line. She looks beautiful. She's doing amazing things at this club in Glenmore. Judah, do we have the green light to welcome her? We certainly do. Michelle, you are live for quite a few people. Thank you kindly for joining us. Before we talk shop, how about first an introduction to you, Michelle? What are your passions, your hobbies, and your interests?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me today, Jerry. I'm so excited. I'm actually just enjoying this beautiful day outside on the patio, which is really nice and very COVID friendly, as you know. What do you need to know about me? Former broadcast girl for many, many years. I really love a lot of the same things you do. So we have so much in common. I love working with local businesses and organizations. It's a huge passion of mine. You know, years ago when our oldest son was born, he had a lot of medical conditions, and I actually worked together with one of the new owners of this club and built a golf tournament from the ground up that raised over $1 million for the UVA Children's Hospital, all as a thank you because they actually saved my son's life. And I had the privilege of working for radio stations for years and working in advertising, which can really help businesses, obviously. And now I'm here.
Well, you're amazing at what you do. Got to know you through a tour of the club. I really got to know you when you were working for Charlottesville Radio Group and just crushing it in that position. How about an introduction to this fabulous club, this gem in eastern Albemarle County, Michelle?
So I think some of the things, Jerry, that people know is we've been under new ownership now for 2 years. So it's new owners. They're local. There's a whole new vibe here. I know you felt it personally. It makes me really happy. And one of the first things that they did was begin reinvesting in the club. And I think, a lot of people are like, wow, wow, what is Glenmore? Or, just don't really, because we've been behind these gates in a community. And these guys, and obviously I believe in the same thing, we don't want to be tucked away and only serving a certain number of people behind gates. So it's really exciting, the things that are going on here. It's a beautiful place.
You got some very well-earned media and accolades for a fantastic golf tournament. I saw much of Willow Tree in attendance. Some hard work really paid some dividends. Give us some insight into the golf tournament and what transpired.
So, yeah, there were so many happy people here on the 21st. And I had shot you some notes last night about this because, with everything we've all been through since the beginning of the year and the impact that it's had on local businesses, particularly venues and the people in the events industry, it's really hard. And local organizations rely on places to help them raise money, and that's something that we can do. But when people think of golf outings, they're like, oh my gosh, that just sounds like so much work. We worked with Willow Tree and a Black-owned business called Innovative Software Solutions, and we took 2 months. We started talking 2 months before the 21st and sold out a golf tournament, totally social distanced, did tee times, and just had a blast. They raised over $35,000 for a first-time event. It's just so awesome, and I want everybody to know about it because I think a lot of organizations are hurting now. They have a big gala or a fundraiser to help their budget, and they don't have that anymore. And I want people to know how easy it is to come out on a Monday and let people swing and really connect with one another, even socially distant, and raise a lot of money for a good cause.
It really warms the heart. You got a lot of folks watching. We'll acknowledge some of those people. Cindy Schoenberg is watching, the owner of Keswick Vineyards. You got the folks over at Farmington and the folks over at Boar's Head currently watching you now. Some questions coming in for Michelle, including some of your colleagues from CRG, giving you some props on the program. I will get to you guys. I saw some of you yesterday when cutting Dr. Wagner's radio spot. All right, we will get to you guys here in a second. Let's throw this to you, Michelle. On Thursday mornings, we try to spotlight the fabulous people in events and weddings and in hospitality. In particular, in this Thursday morning slot, certainly on the I Love CVille show, I think you and I both can sympathize and have tremendous empathy for a lot of the folks, the photographers, the florists, the officiants, the Ray Cadells of the world who are leading bands that are playing weddings. I mean, just no clarity with what's happening with COVID-19 here. Anywhere you want to go on this topic, the sympathy, the empathy that we feel for everyone in this space, Michelle.
Well, I've been really grateful, and shout out back to Cindy in particular, have been involved in a group of event planners and people in the wedding industry. So we've sort of about what this means. And, people have seen cancellations. It's just unbelievable, and it's nice to see that these beautiful venues are beginning to be able to bring people back and do what they love to do. It's so important, and it's also so life enriching for people, so it's tough sledding, but I think it's a group of people, and we're all going to come back really, really strong in terms of, venues and events, and the music industry too. It's tough sledding, that's for sure.
Well said. This question's a good one for you. Maria Teresa Garcia, welcome to the broadcast. How do we go about booking a golf tournament if we'd like to get into fundraising for something we're passionate about, Michelle? That's a good question for you.
Sure. Hey, Maria. Well, I'm your girl. So you just contact me at the club at Glenmore, www.theclub@glenmore.com, and you can find me on there really easily, but it's just my first name at the club at Glenmore, or give me a call. The nice thing is is the owners and I have done these type of events successfully. So long as you have an organized person in your organization and someone who loves those two things, sky's the limit, because that's exactly how it worked for Willow Tree and ISS. And it's unheard of for a first-time outing to make that much money. But we also have a really simple formula. We call it the anti-golf outing. And it's a simple formula that you can just pick a Monday, and I can show you how you can raise at least $5,000 if you get a certain number.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, I'll throw this to you, and more questions coming in. And this is a good one, how do we keep things safe and socially distant for a golf tournament here in COVID-19? I think everyone's thinking that, Michelle.
Yeah, so I sent you a link yesterday. We actually have a little short video that we produced. We take our golf carts and we park them in front of the clubhouse, and it's between every other space. So golfers pull up next to a cart, pull their clubs out of their vehicle, put it into their own individual, do tee times versus like a big shotgun. We do tee times. And we've got this great app. It's called Golf Genius that connects the golfers while they're out playing. They can follow other teams' scores. They can talk smack with each other if they want to, and just sort of, you're connected. You stay connected and really have an enjoyable experience. And there's a lot of research that's been done about how important it is to get out and be active and be healthy, especially right now. And this is one of the few things that you can do and have a pretty high level of confidence that you can socially distance. So
you got a question from a comment from one of the members. Oh, I love this. I love when the members chime in here. Jerry, make sure Michelle highlights all the great changes that have been happening at the club. There's been a lot. Why don't you take a moment and highlight the changes you've seen, Michelle?
Well, tell them I'll give them $20 as soon as this interview is over.
I knew she was going to say that.
I'm just kidding. I think it's great that they're watching. I couldn't even begin, but I guess the most important thing, especially since this time is really dedicated towards venues and weddings and events, is the first thing that Damon and David, our owners, invested in was renovating our event space. Yeah. And we really believe in sustainability here. So you've taken the tour, Jerry. I know you've seen it firsthand. We have this beautiful ballroom. It's like a blank canvas. And I've seen so many great parties and events there already. And the floor is gorgeous. It's made out of reclaimed wood, and you have to see it to really appreciate it. But the changes keep coming, and our membership has grown here exponentially. When I got here over a year ago, most of the members were people who lived in Glenmore and knew about Glenmore, and it's been a real passion of mine to grow out of township, which we've been relatively successful with in a very, very short, and invite people outside the gates to say, we can be your home club for whatever you enjoy. And, as you know, that's the pool maybe, or pickleball. You've got a whole crew that I know I see on the weekends out at pickleball, and there's a lot to enjoy here.
There absolutely is. In regards to, so we have some moms and some brides here watching the program. In regards to potentially doing a wedding, easy peasy. You guys have this buttoned up, certainly full service. How about some perspective on that, Michelle?
Sure. So I think full service is sort of one of the keys and a differentiating factor. I mean, it's beautiful here, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. The sunsets are spectacular. So, from a bride's point of view, because photographs are so important, that really is something that can be accomplished here. You can be indoors, you can be outdoors as well. We have an event planner, our events manager. Her name is Caitlin Moran, and she is boss. So she's the go-to for weddings and events. We've got a big baby shower happening here on Saturday and some other things happening. So she's your key contact. But yeah, we're a full-service facility, and what that means is we take care of a lot of things that brides would otherwise have to go and say, okay, my caterer is coming from here, my rentals are coming from here, my, like a lot of that gets done for you at Glenmore. And I think for busy people that want to focus on just the day rather than all those details, that can be a plus.
So Barbara Lundgren has this comment. We have a wedding and a rehearsal dinner at Glenmore next year. Caitlin absolutely rocks. Thank you, Barbara, for offering that comment right there. You have folks in Arlington, in McLean, and Alexandria watching, Richmond, Virginia Beach, Nashville, Charlotte, and outside Philadelphia watching you here on the show. How about you? I don't want to assume, that's what I'm going to ask. You get energy very much like I do being around people. You are the epitome of someone that is just like fantastic at relationships and human connection. You saw that with your time at Charlottesville Radio Group and immediately with your time here as an executive at the club at Glenmore. You personally and the feeling of gratification that you've been getting from this job, can you put that in perspective for us?
Such a great question. Well, first of all, I think no matter who you are, do something that you wake up and you're just excited to do it, and what when this opportunity presented itself to me last year, I couldn't have been more excited because I feel like Glenmore is in this renaissance, this period of becoming who we're going to be next, and it's exciting to be a part of that. And we've got two owners who are very passionate about really creating a place that we can all be proud of. And I'm so excited that a member's watching and they wanted to rave about what's going on at the club, and I give tours, as you know, all the time to prospective members. And we had our member golf tournament last week. So a bunch of people out on golf carts having like such a great time. And people were stopping, and just like you guys did when I was walking through last weekend, and they tell prospective members how much they love it here and why they would want to be a part of it. And it's that sense of community here that I think is really contagious, and we just want to open our doors to more. So I'm excited to have this opportunity.
You now have, that I can count, 5 members watching. Why don't we welcome Kristen Mavroganis to the broadcast. Kristen, what's up? Saw your husband last night. I see the Watsons on the broadcast as well.
Yeah.
And now you have folks in Athens and also Naples, Florida, watching you on the broadcast. So you're a popular gal here, Michelle. All right, what have we missed here? Dot the I's, cross the T's, anything that we're not covering that should be covering. I'll relay a positive message to you from Jenny Ann Sanford. And Jenny says, we absolutely love Glenmore. As a vendor in the industry owning Central Virginia wine, tours, and transportation, we have attended wonderful social networking events in the past, as well as wedding transportation at Glenmore. I cannot wait to see the new renovations. Also have Bill Kerr at Cameron Limousine giving Glenmore some props with what it's doing and how the club has changed and really improved from a aesthetic standpoint. All right, what have we not covered that should be covered, Michelle?
Truth about the improvements. And I guess what haven't we covered is that our doors are open. And if you are interested and want to see what's happening out here, we welcome you to come, and we love showing people around and really connecting what we do with what's most important to a person, whether it's a bride and a groom. There was actually a couple that I took on a membership tour, and you know how I talk to people. I know you know how I talk to people. So I find out that this guy dropped on one knee on the 4th of July here and proposed, and now they're getting married here. It's just the best. So I can't sum it up better than that. I think it's a great place to share life experiences, to connect with other people safely, And I'm very, very proud. I'm very proud of what the owners have done in COVID. We kept all of our services open for our members because people make an investment to be a member here. And we've done takeout and delivery and all those things that so many small local businesses have been figuring out as well. So hats off to everybody in the business community. Just being creative, you know, it's been so tough, but it's been this real period of like discovery that you can do things you didn't know were possible, that you limited yourself before you were forced to like think differently. So we just love to have you out here. You know the story.
I love it. I love it. We got the birds chirping over there. We got the Blue Ridge Mountains behind her. Mark Glickman is watching, and I think Mark are you in Mexico right now, Mark? I think Mark Glickman said, I've had the pleasure of working with Michelle, Damon, and David over the years. They are absolute rock stars. Grace is watching in Richmond, and Grace is watching on Instagram, and she says, we will consider this spot for the next wedding tour we take as we decide where to get married. Another comment coming in. Brian Harris, your boy from the Arc of the Piedmont, is watching. Jamie Schwartz is giving you some props. Jamie Schwartz says, Michelle DeLang Connor is one of the best people on the planet. She's a true professional, super creative, and so much fun. Glenmore is lucky to have her, and we are blessed to have her as a friend. Sending so much love to Michelle from Jamie Schwartz. Listen to this from Laura and Roanoke. Jerry, we are currently doing tours now. You know I'm a UVA graduate. We will add Glenmore to the list for our potential wedding. Thank you for this interview. Literally.
Laura, wahoo wah.
Wahoo wah.
First and foremost, we're also a UVA graduate, owned and operated as well. So yeah, would love to have you.
One of the owners is is faculty now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he works with business and entrepreneurship, which is really great because he's dealing with so many people who are innovating and you know, at that point where they're getting involved in startups. And a lot of what he brings to the classroom and what they bring to him, we bring to Glenmore. And we all benefit from that. So, yeah.
All right, we'll get you out of here on this note. We're a platform of hope. We all need a little hope right now, Michelle, in this COVID world we're living in. How about a final word before we go to Ashton, the best horseman we know? He's next up on the show. How about a final word of hope for everybody that's watching?
I think that life is to be lived every day. Do what you love, and we're going to be okay. This is a really hard time, and there's no sugarcoating that. You need it, and pay attention to that, and just live your life the best way you can. This is so cool of you to invite me here. This has been really fun.
You killed it. You killed it. You have a good one, Michelle. Thank you.
See ya.
Oh, that was so good. Ashton, I'm going to go to you in a matter of moments here, and I'm excited to welcome him to the broadcast, and then we'll close with Barbara Lundgren, the fairy godmother herself. Whether you're watching on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it may be, you can put your perspective in the comment section. You can send me a DM, a text, and we will relay your perspective live on air. We are counting 6 states now watching the program. 6 states. Judah, I'm going to reach out to Ashton right now. This guy, a cowboy, a horseman, a business owner. I met him a while back. Oh, look at you, Ashton. You look like such a pimp, dude. You look like such a pimp. All right, hold on. Judah, do I have the pleasure to welcome Ashton into the program? All right, I'm getting the green light. Dude, you're making the show look better already just from where you're standing, wearing that hat and those shades, looking sharp, dude. All right, Ashton, introduce yourself to everybody. What are you all about? Who is Ashton?
Sure. I'm Ashton Beebe. I'm the owner of Indian Summer Guides Service. We offer private guided trail rides through the local vineyards, as well as backcountry rides up in the mountains.
I remember when you were launching this business, dude, I first met you. You know where I met you for the first time?
maybe the
It was at
Parrot.
the Lazy Parrot. You have a good memory. It was at the Lazy Parrot. And you're launching the business, and I'm like, wow, that sounds like a great idea. And dude, your business is booming. It is growing. It is booming in popularity. Andre Xavier is giving you props right now. Landon Saul from Vivace's is giving you props right now. Put in perspective kind of the evolution of your business, when you started it, why you got this idea, and when did you realize, oh my gosh, this is going to be something that's really cool and get some traction?
Sure. So I was a guide out west, and I kind of just had this idea while I was a wrangler out in Santa Barbara for several years. And I was helping a buddy exercise some polo ponies through a vineyard out in Napa. And I kept hearing about all of the local vineyards popping up back here in Charlottesville. And I thought it would kind of be really neat to bring that Western style of outfitting and something unique and different to the area, and kind of put a twist on, the trail riding industry. So we only offer private guided rides, where it's not, nose to tail of 20 strangers in a straight line. It's a little more intimate, if you will. And it's just really taken off. I feel really blessed that it's done that.
You're getting props from Cindy Shorberg, owner of Keswick Vineyards. She says, we absolutely love working with Ashton. And I can continue. I mean, the list is going on and on here. All right. How about the human vulnerability that some of your clients feel when they first get on a horse? I mean, a horse is a big animal. You are high up there. A horse can get going. And then the self-confidence that they feel when the tour is over and they're like, I did this. I did this, and I feel great. Can you put that flip book of emotions in perspective?
Sure, absolutely. So there's a lot of our clients show up and they've had a bad experience, somewhere else, or maybe they've fallen off when they were little, or, whatever the scenario may be. They've never been on a horse. And I think the fact that we only do private rides and the fact that it is more intimate, I can kind of settle those nerves and do more of a one-on-one experience and calm their nerves and give them a distraction and also a lesson. It's like an hour. If it's a vineyard ride, let's say it's an hour and a half, and we're able to have a one-on-one conversation and go over how to stop and steer and by the end of it, they get off and they've been in control and they've just been able to settle the anxiety. So
when you started, when you got into the groove here and you were building your brand and you're building your business, did you have a moment or a time when you're like, you know what, this is not only my passion, it's my profession, and you're like, this is feeling great. Do you have a moment like that you remember?
It's kind of every day. This was a dream I've had since I was a little kid. And I really didn't know what I was going to do with horses, but I knew I was going to do something. So it's kind of that feeling kind of happens every day for me, that it's kind of a dream come true. And, yeah, that's kind of.
That's great. That's great. Let me throw this to you here. Some of the rides or the trails that you're doing. What vineyards? What locations? And kind of give us a snapshot into what your clients are seeing when they're on a horse at these locations.
Sure. So, we work with a variety of different vineyards and wineries in the area. Veritas, King Family, Glasshouse, Keswick. Castle Hill Cidery, Pollock Vineyards, soon to be Devil's Backbone Brewing Company. Gotta hope I'm not leaving anybody out. It's just really growing fast, and we have a lot of good partners. So our clients show up, and we get them on. We get their stirrups adjusted. We make sure they're comfortable. Go over some direction. Head out on an hour and a half ride through the vineyards. Beautiful scenery. We have the Blue Ridge Mountains in the background of a lot of them. We go over, what we've studied of the viticulture in the vineyards, and then after the ride, they head in for a wine tasting or get a gift certificate to put towards a wine tasting or bottle of ride. Each venue's different with what we're with what we partner and offer.
Here's a good question for you. This is from Chris in Crozet. He says, Jerry, please ask your guest these two questions. Can we do this during the week? And the second part of the question is, I have two kids, as you know. Can kids go on these rides as well?
Sure. So we go 7 days a week. We're having the busiest season we've ever had. Kid-wise, we say it's definitely a family-friendly thing to do. We say 12 and up is where we like to be, unless they have previous riding experience. And then we have several questions we'll go over with them if they do.
How about this question? It would seem like to me, and I'm going to paraphrase for this particular person, they're basically saying what you're offering seems to fit very well with safety and social distancing and COVID-19 because you're in an intimate setting already. It's not a huge amount of people that you're doing the group with. And on top of that, when you're on a horse and somebody else is on a horse, that naturally right there is like 7 or 8 feet of separation at least. Am I reading that correctly?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And, we keep up, the CDC guidelines, and we have hand sanitizer on site and, Clorox wipes to wipe down the reins. And, as guests, myself, we have masks in our pockets. Whatever we can do to make our guests feel comfortable, we try to have that there for them.
One of our old buddies from the Lazy Parrot has this question for you.
Great.
Ask Ashton, how many cowboy hats does he own?
Oh, man.
I can't count. Can't keep track.
I can't keep track. Let's say 15 or so.
15! That's a good amount, dude. All right, this question coming in for you as well. So we're a family business. My wife actively involved in the business. How about some love and some props for your better half and the support she's offering? Because I think she might be holding the camera right now.
She's holding the camera right now. My kids are actually in the background playing at the barn. I'm watching them climb all over panels as we speak and messing with a baby cow, and hopefully they're just over there behaving. It's definitely a family-run business for sure. Mary's handling our back end, and it takes. I couldn't do it without her for sure.
I love it. Where are you right now? It's beautiful.
Thank you. We're at our farm down in Scottsville,
Nice.
and just happy we're getting service right now. So obviously our day starts early, so Mary had to come down and get the Skype and everything set up for me. I'm a horseman. I don't do very well with technology. So
well, you guys are doing a hell of a job. All right, so for the folks that are watching that want to book a ride, that want to do something with you this year, how do they go about doing it?
Sign on to our website. We do online booking. We try to keep it easy. All their questions should be answered on our website, and they can pick the venue of their choice. Click the book and go from there. But if they have any questions, we definitely welcome them to call.
You're gonna love this. This is from Olivia Branch. Olivia Branch says, Ashton is a destination and a designation for tourism. He's the best. Indian Summer Guide ranks with wineries, breweries, distilleries, and cideries as something that's absolutely fantastic to do. This is coming in from Tim, who is watching in North Downtown. My wife and I did one of these rides with Ashton. It was fun, it was relaxing, and it was something that was great to do during COVID. We finished it off with some wine, one of the best days we've had in 2020. This is coming in from Jennifer. My husband and I did a tour with Ashton, and it was an absolutely fantastic time. We did it a few months ago, and we cannot recommend what he's doing enough. Well, how does this make you feel, man? You start something from scratch and people are singing your praises on the internet while you're Skyping at Scottsville?
I know. I'm just happy that what I'm doing is touching lives, and especially right now, that's what I think people need, is something that they can go out and have fun again doing, making friends, and I feel touched. I don't really have the words for it. I really just feel touched, to be honest.
Okay. Why don't we close on this? We are a platform of hope at I Love CVille. And Ashton, 2020, for lack of a better phrase, has been a kick in the nuts for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
2020, I mean, I think we're all on New Year's Eve going to be like, to heck with this year. We can't wait for 2021. All right, on that note, though, a platform of hope, a message of hope for all that are watching right now. The show is yours, sir.
Platform of hope. I just hope that the new year brings everybody back together and allows everybody to get outside and be with the ones they love. So it's definitely been a hard year, and I just hope everybody the best in the upcoming year.
I love it. Me too. Say thank you to your better half for helping set this up. You killed it, dude. Thank you kindly for joining us.
Absolutely.
You have a good one. Oh,
Thank you so much, Jerry.
Our pleasure. Absolutely our pleasure. Dude, that is something you guys, if you're looking for something to do during COVID and you want to get outside, Indian Summer Guide Service. Ashton is the man. I mean, he is the man. And you can't think about it from a social distance and safety standpoint. You're outside. It's an intimate, small group of people, a lot of times folks you already know, and you're literally riding on a horse when other people are riding on horses as well, so you can't help but be 7-8 feet apart. You're on a horse. You're outside. I mean, as safe as something in a 2020 world that you can do, Indian Summer Guide Service. And we have more props coming in for Michelle, if you're still watching, Michelle in Glenmore. Olivia says, Glenmore is such a jewel in our community as an estate, golf club, and venue. Andre Xavier says this, and this is for Ashton and Mary. Andre Xavier, co-owner CVille Hop on Tours, the travel entrepreneur. Ashton and Mary are amazing. Jerry, ask him about his Chuck Wag dinners. Oh, Chuck Wagon dinners. I've actually seen these on Facebook, Andre. I should have asked him about it. It's absolutely amazing, Andre says. So all we're trying to do is highlight folks that are doing good things, working hard and doing good things, and essentially are conscious capitalists or social entrepreneurs that are running a business in the black but doing it in a way that leaves the community in a better spot. And I think so far both our guests, and frankly speaking, all our guests embody that mindset. Let's go to Barbara, Judah Wickower. I'm going to welcome Barbara Lundgren here in the mix on the Virginia Wedding and Event Showcase, where on Thursdays we shine a positive spotlight on this community. I am so pumped to see this lady. Oh my gosh, she's wearing her shades. She's looking good outside. I got the Ray-Bans on right there, Barb.
Yeah.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, Jerry? Miss you.
Miss you too. All right, so the first question is, how is the virtual pod learning going with your grandkids, Barb?
Well, you call me a homeschooler. Don't call me that. I'm just, it's not, we call it a pod. You can call it a pod, but I'm just really facilitating, making sure that they're there, giving them snacks, getting them lunch. But oh my gosh, they're doing great. I was challenged the other day with integers. Oh my gosh. So Grammy failed integers.
I think Jerry would fail integers. What are integers? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Better, please, because that was crazy. I think I did integers in high school, and they're in 6th grade. So I tried to help them, but no. That didn't
All right.
work out.
I guess I should have asked this question. The grandkids are doing great learning virtually. How's Grammy doing working alongside the grandkids virtually?
Grammy's doing okay. I mean, Grammy's doing fine. I love being with them. I really do love being with them, but but they're so much smarter than I am. They just need all the kids. They need to get back to school. I watch the Zoom meetings and everything, and there's so many distractions. It's disappointing to me that there's not more of a handle on the class itself in the Zoom meetings and things, and the kids just need to get back to school. I'm very concerned about those that are going to fall through the cracks. I think our kids are okay for now, but the generations, years down the road, it's going to be the COVID generation. I'm just so concerned about the kids who will fall through the cracks. They need to get back to school. It's just sad.
I agree.
So let's do that.
Let's do that. I know. Let's get them back to school, please. All right. So Barbara, what are you hearing? How are your friends doing? How are your colleagues doing? How are weddings doing?
So I think things are still about the same. I'm getting good reports that the vendors are doing well. It's hard work. It's such hard work. With all the extras they have to do, all the mask wearing, the gloves, we have to do the social distancing, but they're doing it and they're doing it well. They are seeing, for the most part, the guest might, so one person telling me today that they're wearing the mask on the bus, but they get off the bus. The guests get off the bus, and then they take the mask off, and you don't see them wearing mask anymore. A bride has asked the DJ now to make an announcement this weekend that when they get on the dance floor, please put your mask on. So that's a new one to me. She wants them to have their mask on the dance floor. So it's usually the opposite. So it's all over the board. But for the most part, people are getting along and doing it right. And all of our vendors are doing everything they can to take the proper precautions and do what they need to do. So it's going well. I just wish we could get out of it, and have a little more fun. But they're good. It's good to be back to work. They're good to be back to work.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. So we got our friend Aaron Watson coming up on the I Love CVille show today, and I was
good. Yeah, good. I'll be watching.
I was talking with Aaron, and I'm going to ask him this question about how the bookings are shaking out. What are you seeing with yours? Are we seeing them hold on to 2021 from a booking standpoint?
I'm starting to see 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, I have inquiries coming in, but I'm starting to now see 2022. I think people are being cautious about 2021 now, and that's sad. But again, I think the 2021 weddings, if they want to move forward, they will be smaller. But maybe they're just going to wait till 2022. Yeah, so it'll be all over the place. Again, micro weddings and those different terms coming up, those different types of weddings. Yeah, but maybe 2021 will be better than 2020.
Right. I was going to say it's going to be better than 2020.
Absolutely. So I think the first of the year is our normal engagement season. So we'll know something after that big New Year's Eve party. We'll know something more, right?
On New Year's Eve, when we're doing New Year's Eve, what do you think the toast is going to be at New Year's Eve?
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
It's like, forget 2020.
Forget it. Yeah, just forget it. Let's just put it away. Let's put it away.
Smith, our friend Yoda Smith is watching. She says, what a classy lady. I absolutely agree with Barbara. Kids need kids to interact with and help each other, play with each other. Social skills are so important in their growth and development. Let's get these kids back to school. That's from Yona Smith from the Yes Team Realtors. All right, I'll throw this to you here. With the micro weddings that are happening, well, first let me take a step back. The ones that want to go ahead and get married and then are having the party to celebrate maybe the wedding at the courthouse later on in the year, are they still going with the same pomp and circumstance, everything that they wanted with the wedding that was, you know what I'm saying? Are they still trying to do that?
Some are, yes. Some are they're going to the courthouse or having something small at home with their family and maybe their bridal party, and then having the big party later. Some are having the actual ceremony. They'll redo the ceremony and have the big party, but some are just having the big party, anniversary party. So again, as with any wedding, it's your day, your way, and it's all over the place. But everyone's very creative. It's fun. It's fun to see. But it's all about making people happy, and that's what our wedding industry does. We're going to make them happy no matter what.
Indian Summer Guide Services watching right now, giving you props right now, Barbara. How about Michelle and Ashton on the show earlier today?
Oh, I'm in great company. I wanted to say that. Yeah, I'm in great company. I saw them outdoors, so I came outdoors. It's just a beautiful day. No, they're both great. I've known Michelle for many years, worked with her when she was at Charlottesville Radio Group, and they were one of our sponsors when I was in nonprofit, and she's a great lady, and they're doing great things at Glenmore. We're looking forward to working with them again. I've worked with them in the past at Glenmore. We actually did a 4th of July wedding with them last year that was a donation to a military couple, and it was a contest, and that was tons of fun to do that with them. We all donated our services to this military couple and did it at Glenmore with a bunch of vendors we did it on the 4th of July, and it was tons of fun. But Glenmore is a great place to be, and people don't think about Glenmore. They think about you have to be a member there, but you don't have to be a member there to be there. They'll let you in the gates. Michelle will let you in.
Michelle will let you in. Michelle's got some pull.
Beautiful. It's beautiful there. And what a fun time. I'm just thinking about Ashton with the chuck wagon thing. Why not make that a rehearsal dinner? Let's get on the horses, whether, maybe grandma doesn't want to get on the horses, but you could still have a few of them doing the horseback ride and make it a rehearsal dinner. Yeah, that's an experience you'll never forget.
Right? Right?
Let's talk, Ashton.
I feel like, Barbara, you could ride a horse, though.
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to.
You could still do it.
My first, better not. My first horse's name was Skeeter, and I did a little jumping. Yep. And my dad's nickname for me was Skeeter.
Okay.
So that's one thing you didn't know about me. Yep.
I did not know that. Wait, didn't you grow up in Woolen Mills?
No, Long Street.
Long Street. Okay.
Close to it, down in that neighborhood, yes. But
so how did you have Skeeter on Long Street?
Okay, here's another twist. My horse was at Glenmore.
Really?
The big house at Glenmore. It was all farmland there, and my dad was friends with the owner at Glenmore, who was Clay Camp at the time, and my horse was boarded at Glenmore. So I was riding at Glenmore. But it's not a farm now.
No, not a farm now.
So
that was before Frank Kessler developed the neighborhood?
Yes. Oh, yes. It was all farmland. It was all one big farm. Yep.
When at that time,
so where the fire department is now there was a horse ring there, and that's where I used to ride.
Interesting. So that was there any development on Pantops then?
No, not much.
Really?
Not much at all. No.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Barbara Lundgren.
This used to be country.
I know. Now it's not. I miss seeing you, Barbara Lundgren.
I miss you too, Jerry. But I'll be back. I have some guests in mind for you. How about that?
Okay. And we got a seat right here for you.
Okay.
She is. She's looking after her grandkids and being a phenomenal person. She's the fairy godmother. Barbara, you are amazing. It was nice to chat with you.
Thanks for having me. I'll like a little more notice next time, but it all worked out.
It all worked out. That's why I reached out to you, because I knew you would come on and you enjoyed doing it. Thank you, my friend.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right, Barbara Lundgren, she's great. Gosh, I love this community so much, man. I love this community so much. All right, so on Thursday mornings, what we try to do is we showcase the people in the Virginia wedding event and hospitality space. And we do that because we know this niche or industry needs our hearts and our attention and our love. And we will continue with that with the fabulous Erin Watson on the show, the I Love CVille show today. We will also have, this is going to be big. On the I Love CVille show today at 12:30, along with Erin Watson, Crystal Napier is going to join us. And Crystal Napier is going to make an announcement on the I Love CVille show that is going to be impactful for this community. In particular, the Hispanic, the African American, and the minority community in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. So get ready for this announcement, incredibly positive, something that's going to be a reoccurring theme on the I Love CVille network, and I'm so pumped for this. I want to give some special thanks to Michelle DeLang Connor from the club at Glenmore, to Ashton Beebe, who is just running a killer business. Indian Summer Guide Service. I would encourage anyone that's watching the show to consider the club at Glenmore for a golf tournament, an event, a wedding. I mean, I've seen firsthand how special the place is. And Barbara Lundgren, our friend, we miss her tremendously. Judah was saying that this morning, and it's not just because she makes some of the best fried chicken we've ever had in our entire life. It's just because she's got great positive energy about her. So my name is Jerry Miller. We will see you in roughly an hour and 21 minutes right here on the I Love CVille network. Thank you kindly for joining us.